going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are going to talk about X Factor versus Marauders in War and how an undersized X Factor team can actually very easily crush Marauders. I decided to go for just the 4 people in the X Factor team that we have right now to see if maybe I could do a 200k punch up. The answer to this is going to be yes. In fact, I managed to do it pretty well here. You can see that 200k punch up almost lost Polaris, but yeah, I mean it wasn't a bad fight. And I'm going to walk you guys through that fight and talk about how some recent buffs to Longshot and Shatterstar have actually made this a much more viable team now. But yeah, I'll talk about that. But also, someone sent this to me where it was just 3 members of X Factor together, Shatterstar, Longshot, and Multiple Man, clearing a 300k punch up against an Marauders team, which I thought was rather fascinating. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that, and we're going to go through the footage here, but I also want to talk about the T4s that I've got on the team. And honestly, it's not a heavy T4 investment. If you guys are looking to do if you want to invest in a ward team without dropping a lot of T4s, one of the big complaints about Shadowlands has been that they're fantastic, the top ward team right now, probably replaced by X Factor, but then you need to sink a lot of T4s onto that team. And with X Factor, that's really not the case. Right now, I have 3 T4s on this team. I have the passive and the ultimate on Longshot, and then I have the passive on Shatterstar for that healing on himself, plus the bonus damage for himself and X Factor members, and the bonus max health as barrier. Not bad, but yeah, that's kind of all I'm probably gonna sink on them. I may do a couple more eventually. I mean, the max barrier here for X Factor is nice with the passive on Polaris. I think I was looking at doing, yeah, flipping the all regenerations to bleed on the ultimate. I may do that one at some point, but also this special here with Polaris. None of these by any means are required. These are all very nice, and you could definitely don't need the T4 for the guaranteed crit. You're running Raider on her anyways. Raider is my recommended ISO for her. She has a very decent crit chance with that Raider on. As you upgrade it, you're going to get even more crit chance. She gets a 50% crit chance bonus without the T4 on this already. She's going to be running pretty close to 100% crit chance with this, plus the bonuses and everything. Plus you get another bonus crit chance from Longshot or Shatterstar. So yeah, I'm not really going to worry about going for the T4 on that, but the piercing damage is nice. And I have Raider on Multiple Man, and you guys will see in the footage, every time an X Factor member critically hits on a counter, that will drive this bonus speed bar and the barrier on them as well. So Multiple Man is going to be stacking up a lot of counter on himself whenever a dupe ally is summoned. I believe it's here in the yeah, on spawn apply counter to the Multiple Man that summon this dupe. So every time a dupe is spawned, he gains a stack of counter. He counters and it's a critical hit that drives up speed bar and barrier on your X Factor allies. So I've run Raider on him for this reason only. If the crit counters did not apply that bonus, then I wouldn't really be worrying about this. I'd probably be putting healer or fortifier or something else on him, but I definitely would not be doing Raider on him at that point. But the bonus crit chance, the counters, everything, I mean, it really makes sense to have him on Raider for that just because of that boost to the speed bar and the barrier. Helps make the team quite a bit faster, you guys will see in the footage. But yeah, I mean, I do have 7-star Longshot and Shatterstar, 6 red on Longshot. Very powerful dad bros, and that's really going to carry this fight. The more powerful your Longshot and your dad bros are, really the more powerful your Longshot is. He's just going to absolutely wipe out the enemy Marauders team. So having a strong Longshot and having a strong Shatterstar is really all you need for this fight. You can see my Polaris is 2 stars, gear 10, 11, and I've got 5 red, 5 yellow, and Multiple Man gear tier 12. I mean, yeah, not crazy on their gear or star levels yet, but we'll see how that pans out as we get them geared up here more in the future. But yeah, let's talk about this footage. So the beautiful thing about the reworks to Shatterstar and Longshot was that some of their attacks became unblockable in this recent buff with the embargo in the maintenance patch. They got some slight buffs, giving them unblockable attacks plus the passive with Polaris, where every time they scored a critical hit, they can remove deflect from the most injured enemy. And this really helps cut through the boost on the enemy team. Number one, if every time an attack is blocked, it can't critically hit. So if you make their opening salvo unblockable, well, you're going to have a lot of critical hits at the very beginning. It's a lot of speed bars, a lot of barrier. You have a bunch of dupes summoned at the start of the fight with multiple man. They gain taunt. They're also getting barrier. And then every time that an X Factor ally who has barrier up is attacked, it applies bleed to the enemy target. So you're going to have a lot of barrier going around at the start of the fight with critical hits. Everyone on the X Factor team is gaining barrier, including the dupes. And then every time they're going to get attacked, whether they die or not, it's going to apply bleed. So the critical synergy here with Polaris is just kind of off to another level. So you start off this fight and you're going to have taunt on Strife, which is going to happen. We're gonna lose a couple of dupes here, but you know that's to be had. So we're gonna start off with the special here with Shatterstar. Now the special cannot be blocked, so he used this. He applies defense down to the targets, lands some critical hits in the process. You can see the barrier and the speed bar on people, and now we're going to use the ultimate with Longshot. And I have this T forward. It does a ton of damage. There's defense down now on everybody, which is even more helpful. We're going to use this. We're going to pretty much one-shot Strife here with this. So there you go. Look at that. Look at that damage right there. 400k on that hit right there. That's beautiful. Yeah, that poor Strife. Strife never had a chance. He's gone. So now we're going to use a special here. We're going to get some additional dupes here. Now they've got the talent and the death proof on them. And we're not going to use the ultimate here with Polaris just yet. This is where you can apply the bleeds by flipping them from regenerations, but Emma's just going to cleanse them right away. So we're just going to leave that alone right now. We are going to use the special because of the boosted crit chance on it. She's going to use that. We're going to use that on pretty much anybody here. We're going to go for Emma primarily. And now we're now just going to have all the dupes attack her. And this is where something I thought was really interesting is that against a tier 14 Emma with my tier 12 dupes, was able to strip the defense up off of Emma, which I thought was rather fascinating. But you have a pretty significant focus boost with Polaris on the team. 70% boost to focus with Polaris and her passive. So that's pretty cool. So you're able to strip buffs pretty easily, even at tier 12. And remember, I'm not running Skirmisher, and the dupes don't get the Skirmisher buffs themselves. So, I mean, that's not bad at all. We're going to lose some dupes here. And also, this is another beautiful thing. You use that special with multiple man, and that special will put taunt and death proof on multiple dupes here at the start of the fight. Because they have taunt, they have to be focused, which means Mr. Sinister is forced to clone one of the dupes from multiple man, which is fantastic because that's about the most useless character you can clone because there's nothing. That's not going to do anything. There's no synergy. There's no multiple man on the enemy team. I mean, he's a little bit stronger than my dupes, but I mean, what are you going to do? So now we're going to put counter and offense up on all the X Factor characters on my team. We're just going to start whittling away at characters. I'm not going to go all out yet on Emma. I'm going to wait until she uses her ultimate here to blind. And because we have all these dupes here, well, the chances are that she's going to hit one of the dupes with the mind control ability. Not going to be a big problem. We're just going to slowly work on Mr. Sinister. Can't grow that defense up on him, which is a bit of a problem. But, I mean, look at all those. Yeah, see that critical hit there with the counter on Shatterstar? You saw it. He critically hit and countered. And look at that. Speed bar and barrier on everybody. This is why I wanted to put Raider on multiple man, in that every time he counters and lands a critical hit, there you go. You get that boost from the speed bar and the barrier. So that's why I like Raider on multiple man for this. And yeah, now we're just going to try to finish off Mr. Sinister if possible, willing him down with all these freaking dupes. They're not doing a lot of damage, but I mean, they kind of add up after a while. Plus, they can steal positive effects and transfer over to multiple man. So you can steal like regenerations, you can steal defense up. Still just going to keep focusing on some of these other characters. Now we're going to lose a dupe there. Puts blind on Polaris, not a big issue. So, yeah, still working our way through, but now Emma is no longer charged, so now we can just go after Emma, finish her off pretty quickly. Shatterstar and Longshot are going to be able to take her out pretty easily. That's not going to be a big problem. Look at that damage, 110k on that one hit, and it's a triple tap, so yeah, not a big thing at all. Another critical hit there with the special on Polaris. Pretty short cooldown on that, which is not bad at all. And now we're just going to finish off Sabretooth and finish off Mystique. And yeah, I mean, that's it. It's a very easy fight, and I could have done way more than 200k punch up on this. I just kind of wanted to see if maybe an undersized squad was going to be able to handle it. And sure enough, they were. There really was never any time where I felt like I was not going to win this fight. It was just an easy, just kind of slowly work your way around the team, take out Strife, take out Mr. Sinister, take out Emma once she's out of her diamond form. Yeah, this one was surprisingly easy. The ultimate with Polaris never really came into play here. I think that's more of a Black Order thing than Marauders really, but at the same time, this was yeah, this was ridiculously easy. So I'm curious to see what you guys think of this. Is this going to motivate you guys to level up, gear up your X Factor a little bit more? Let me know down below. But as always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.